So you have decided you're gonna sell your house and you understand that by doing it yourself, you can save money on the commission. So how do we make this a successful story? So in this video, we will discuss all the steps necessary for a for sale by owner to have a successful transaction. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna mention 5 potential pitfalls and how can you avoid them. I am your realtor Miguel, and this is your channel Living in Arlington Today, where we help you navigate the complex world of buying, selling, and investing in real estate in Arlington, Virginia. You might be asking, why is Miguel giving away the secret sauce to selling houses? The answer is very simple. First, abundance and value. There's plenty of people out there who understand the value of a competent real estate agent. And second, contribution. I want every for sale by owner out there to have a guide on how to make this a successful transaction. So if you find this video helpful, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you're informed every time that we post a video. There are 3 general areas that you need to address when selling your house. First one is preparing your house and yourself in order to sell it. Second big area is marketing, showing your house, and negotiating a contract. And number 3 is taking that ratified contract all the way to closing. The goal of preparing your house is to maximize the appeal of the house and to enable the buyers to make an emotional connection. Remember this throughout the video. Logic makes you think and emotions make you act. So the first step on preparing your house is to do a home inspection. You can either do it yourself or you can hire a professional home inspector. After the home inspection is done, you will have a baseline and a blueprint to decide what are the things that you want to repair, what are the things that you're gonna hire somebody professional to do the repairs, and you will have a very good idea of what are the potential things that a buyer will bring up in their home inspection. Ultimately, it will avoid any surprises when the buyer performs their own inspection. And in the right scenario, it will give you the confidence to share that report with the potential buyer so they can confidently make a solid offer. Let's talk about curb appeal. I made a video about that, so I'm gonna leave the link up here. Curb appeal is not only for making the house on the outside look appealing. A stunning exterior or a well-kept exterior will set the stage for a successful transaction. Landscaping. Think simple and don't spend too much money here. You can mow the lawn, trim the bushes, remove weeds, add fresh mulch, and plant some pretty flowers. In terms of exterior maintenance, use the inspection report we created earlier. Tackle the things that are obviously in disrepair: chipped paint, damaged siding, damaged shingles, clean and repair the gutters, and make sure that the kids' toys are put away. In the front door and the entryway to the house, paint the main door, replace the old hardware. You can have pretty numbers put in front of the house, a new and welcoming doormat. Make sure you have adequate lighting, especially now that it's starting to get darker a little bit earlier. Make sure that you remove bulky furniture and old furniture that could be damaged. Clean and declutter the entrance. Pressure wash the steps, remove cobwebs, clean the window sills and the windows. And now let's move into the interior of the house. Declutter. I made a video about staging and preparing your house on the interior, so I'm gonna link that here. So the first step in preparing your house on the inside is decluttering. You're moving, so it is a great time to start packing away the excess furniture. You're gonna be packing about 60% of your furniture and it's gonna feel like it's not your house anymore, but you're in the right path. The goal is to have the buyer not get distracted with your personal belongings. So removing pictures and diplomas and trophies and art that could be controversial, including books. Also remove any flags. They usually don't picture very well. And remember, the main goal is to sell your house, not to make a political statement. Remove and clear all knickknacks from tables and countertops and shelves. Make sure that you're able to show those pretty countertops. Remove excess furniture. It will allow to show how spacious is your house. Let's move to staging. Fresh paint in a neutral palette will create a blank canvas, allowing the buyer to project their own style onto it. Highlight key features of the house, whether it's a cozy fireplace or a spacious kitchen. Make sure it takes center stage. It can be done by rearranging the furniture. And you can always hire a professional stager. They have a full warehouse with furniture that is modern and can complement your space. Deep clean your house. This is an area that you can save some money and do it by yourself, or you can hire a professional cleaner. And an aroma diffuser in certain areas of the house can be a great idea. Just make sure that it's subtle and not too overpowering. Now let's talk about something really important: safety. Hide prescription drugs, jewelry, and if you have firearms, make sure that they're locked. There have been plenty of cases documented when people disguise themselves as potential buyers and they come through your house just looking for prescription drugs and firearms and jewelry, and just be careful. So if you don't know the potential buyer that is coming through the house, make sure that either you or somebody that you trust is present and accompanying them at all times, or make sure that they have a legit real estate agent that is accompanying them also all the time. So those points were related to how to prepare your house, but there are a couple of things that you need to do also to prepare yourself to be ready for the sales process. So every state is a little bit different, but here in Virginia, you'll have to have these following documents ready. The Virginia Residential Property Disclosure Statement. If your house was built on or before 1978, make sure that you have the lead-based paint disclosure. And if you're selling a condo or your house is located on a homeowners association, you will have to request from the property management company a resale package. And this resale package will include the condo docs. They usually take 2 to 3 weeks, so jump on it. Also, your phone is going to be disclosed in all the marketing material and the website. So if you don't want to disclose that, you can always get a Google phone, and once the process is completed, you can cancel that contract. A very good idea is to start writing a description of your house. It will help you when you're preparing the marketing material. This description should include: why did you buy the house in the first place? During the time that you have been in the house, what are the things that you really like about the property? This will enable you to connect to the buyer when you're writing these descriptions. Make a list of all the things that you have done to your house. If you replaced the HVAC system or the roof, or if you did a home renovation, kitchen or bathroom, make sure that you put all that in a list and when was it done. So your house is ready and you are ready. So let's move to the second big area that we mentioned earlier: marketing, showing your house, and negotiating the offers. The main goal is to attract everybody that is on the market to buy a house in your price point and in your neighborhood or your area. The more people that comes to see your house or connect to your house in some way, the bigger the chances you're gonna have to have competing offers. So how do you accomplish that? First step, and I cannot stress this enough, is take professional photography of your house. I understand that your iPhone takes great pictures, but taking good pictures is a lot more than just the equipment. It is about lighting and composition, and having a good eye to highlight the key areas of your house. A huge area in this process is going to be pricing your house properly. Pricing the house too high will eliminate some potential buyers from finding your house, and it might make your house stay in the market for too long. A house that has been for sale for too long will start to raise questions like, what is wrong with the house? And if you price it too low, you can be leaving money on the table. So the first step in pricing the house correctly is pulling comps. Online real estate websites such as Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, Realtor.com provide information on recent sales in your area. You can also go for the county assessor's office. Your local county assessor's office maintains records of the property's transactions, including sales price and property details. You can visit their website or contact them to request this information. So what houses are you going to be using to compare to your house? The first thing, or the first filter that I recommend, is looking for houses that have the same or similar count of bedrooms and bathrooms, similar lot size and finished interior square footage, And please make sure that you're not taking into account the basement. The basement usually is priced at a different price per square foot. Use houses located in your exact same neighborhood or in similar neighborhoods in the same zip code. I really like to use houses that are part of the same school district. Or even better, if the house is located in the same school area for the elementary school or the middle school. Take into account the condition of the house. Are the bathroom and the kitchen similarly updated compared to your house? You can always compensate for the condition, and also you can compensate for features that are present in one house and not in yours, or the other way around. Like, for example, does the house have a deck? Is the parking garage attached to the house or detached? Is it under cover or not? Is the backyard of the house usable, or is it hilly compared to your house? Or there are certain things that could also reduce the value of the house. For example, is the house an end unit if it is a townhouse, or is it in a very, very high top floor with a really good view, or is the house located back into Route 66 or 495 that have a lot of noise? Also, use comps of houses that sold within the last 3 to 6 months, and please do not use active listings. They are still active for a reason. Maybe they just went on the market, but it could be a house that has been sitting on the market and it was priced too high, and it will affect you the same way. Take into account that the house that you're using to comp most likely already has built in the price, the commission for the listing agent and the buyer agent. And lastly, be objective and detach your emotions from this process. And if you're in Arlington or Falls Church or Alexandria or the nearby areas, please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to prepare a CMA, and I'm not going to charge you anything. Now you have pictures, you have a price, and you are ready to post your house in different outlets to promote the house. So where do you go? I recommend that you promote your house online. Everybody nowadays starts the search of the houses online. So Zillow or forsalebyowner.com or realtor.com. You can use Craigslist. And a very popular website nowadays is Facebook Marketplace. And probably the best website to post your house is on the multiple listing service, the MLS. You can always get a realtor to have a limited service agreement so that they can post it there. Other popular marketing activities that we do is open houses. In a day or two before you host the open house, you can print flyers and knock on your neighbors' doors and let them know that you're going to be hosting an open house. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this part. Be prepared to get hundreds of calls from listing agents that want to list your house. They're not interested in finding you a buyer. They're going to say that they want to preview the house because they want to know what the market is like, but they're really interested in listing your house. Agents know that about 25% of for sale by owners end up listing their house with a real estate agent. And there's plenty of statistics that show that for sale by owners usually get between 5.5% and 25% less than what they would get with a listing agent. Okay, so you got the first call, people that are interested in going to see your house. What are you gonna do next? First of all, make sure that house is show ready every single time that you get that call. And the second thing, make sure that you do show the house. There's nothing that turns off a potential buyer more than saying, oh, I'm not able to show the house. This could be your potential offer, so make sure that you're available. I mentioned it before, make sure that you lock away prescription medicine and firearms and jewelry. And one last thing, be prepared that the potential agents that are going to show your house are going to present you with a contract that guarantees that they are going to get paid for their commission. Of course, this agreement is going to be valid only if they present an offer and you accept it and you go to closing. Okay, congratulations. You got one offer or multiple offers. So how do you evaluate them and how do you negotiate them? The first thing that you're going to do when you're evaluating offers is first determine, is it a loan that they're using or is it a cash buyer? If it is a cash buyer, I recommend always to ask for proof of funds to make sure that the funds are available and that it's a legit buyer. Second thing, if they are using a lender to purchase the house, you want to call the lender and ask for the buyer's qualifications. These are the questions that you're gonna ask. Is the buyer being pre-approved or has it been just pre-qualified? Did the lender perform a desktop underwriting? Does the lender have proof of income? Does the buyer have the funds available right now for the down payment and the closing costs? And very important, is the lender qualified to prepare and have ready the loan for the closing date that the buyer is proposing? Now let's evaluate the offers side by side. The first thing that you're gonna check is the price. Second thing that you're gonna check is, are they asking for assistance in closing expenses? Third is, what is the earnest money deposit that they're proposing and when do they plan to deposit that with the title company? Usually the earnest money deposit is between 1.5% and 2% of the price, and they provide between 5 and 7 days to pay for that to the title company. Who are they proposing to use as the escrow agent or the title company? What is the closing date? And is that date enough for you to move and get out of the house and actually secure your next house? Next, we're gonna evaluate what are the contingencies of the contract. Is there a home inspection contingency? Is this home inspection only for informational purposes, or do they have the right to negotiate the outcome of the inspection? Is there a contingency for them to sell a house before they can buy yours? And do they have financing contingency and appraisal contingency? Appraisal contingency is very important because it really doesn't matter how much more they're offering on the house. If the lender determines that the market value of the house is way below the offer price, then you have a huge opportunity for negotiating that and losing some money in the process. And make sure that when you read the contract, you understand if there are any additional contingencies. Okay, so you have negotiated the contract, buyer accepted all the terms, you accepted all the terms, so now you have a ratified contract. Now we need to take this contract all the way to closing. So first thing that you need to take into account is that there are gonna be probably 3 additional visits to the house depending on the contingencies in the contract. The first one is to perform the home inspection. The second one is for the lender's appraiser. And the third one is for the final walkthrough that the buyer performs before you go to closing, usually a day or 2 before closing. Now, it is very important that the house is show ready for these visits. So remember, it's all about presentation. If your house is looking great when the home inspector comes or when the appraiser comes, most likely they're gonna give high grades to the house. And one of the last steps, don't wait for the last minute. Start packing with enough time, because the day of the closing, you will have to be ready and gone, and all your furniture has to be out of the house, unless you have a post-settlement occupancy. So this is a lengthy video. There's a lot to do and a lot to unpack when you're selling a house. So for that reason, my team and I have created a checklist package that will help you navigate the process. And if you reach out to us, I'll be more than happy to share that checklist with you. So give us a call, send us a text message, or send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to share it with you. Now, here are the potential pitfalls that you need to avoid and how to avoid them. Pitfall number, I cannot stress it enough. Safety is extremely important. Put away medicine, put away firearms, put away valuables that you don't want to be lost in the process. Make sure that the potential buyer that is coming to visit your house is either accompanied by somebody that you trust, by yourself, or by a reputable buyer's agent. Pitfall number 2 is investing money in things that are not going to give you a return on that investment. Big investments like a full kitchen renovation, or finishing a basement, or remodeling the main bathroom in the house, most likely are not going to give you a big return on the investment. So it is best to stay away from these big ticket items and focus on the things that will have a return on the investment. Pitfall number 3, please take professional pictures. Your house might be the most beautiful house in the world, but if you cannot show it in the right light, it is not going to show great. So take professional pictures, not that expensive. Pitfall number 4, be emotionally attached to the house when you're doing the negotiations. If you receive a low-ball offer, don't be offended. It is the start of a conversation, and it's usually the start of the negotiation process. Maybe it could be a great deal at the end of the negotiations, or maybe not. But don't be offended. Leave that door open. And pitfall number 5, just because you finished negotiations and you have a ratified contract doesn't mean that the deal is done. So keep the house tidy for the home inspection, for the appraiser, and be ready to negotiate. We post videos like this every week. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you're informed next week when we post the video. My name is Miguel, and this is your channel Living in Arlington Today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.